Before going to America, I wanted to speak more about the Vishuddhi Chakra and about Sri Krishna's aspect within us. In the first puja in Geneva, I spoke quite a lot about it. There's no end to it, of course, because it is the center of Virat. But one has to realize that the message of Sri Krishna was to surrender. Now the surrendering that we think in the gross way is like an enemy surrenders to another enemy. So when the word surrender is spoken, we build up our barriers by thinking that now we have to surrender, give something to the other part. But when Sri Krishna talked about surrender, he was saying that surrender your enemies to me so that I will get rid of them. Now the worst enemy that we have is our ego. And with ego starts all kinds of other problems because it is the biggest barrier for our growth. And the ego starts, as you know, from the Vishuddhi Chakra and can be sucked into Vishuddhi Chakra. Now let us see how is Vishuddhi Chakra made. All the vowels that we use come from Vishuddhi Chakra. And like in Devanagari language, it is a, I, u, e, I, o, ru, lu, aha. So, as you know that you cannot compile a word without a vowel. It's so important. The consonant is weak without Nirbal, without any strength, without the vowel. So, the strength of a person comes through the Vishuddhi Chakra in his speech. But it can be absolutely stiff also. The strength could be absolutely stiff. Supposing you have a very strong weapon, but you can't lift it, so what's the use of having a weapon like that? So this Mr. Ego tries to make the weapon heavy and stiff like jammed machine guns. Now that is what he has said, that surrender your ego to me. So that when you say a mantra or utter words, they are effective as weapons. Good weapons, effective, good weapons, efficient. Now, when we talk, let us see how I see your ego expressed in your talk, so that you will understand how to address me and to judge yourself. For example, shaking your neck too much is a sign of a Mr. Ego shaking the head for nothing, like many people have had it. Yes, if they'll say they'll go on like this for 10 times, there's no need. Actually, you should move only once with humility. The head, yes, mother is all right. You must move your neck with respect and with understanding that Sri Krishna is sitting there with dignity. But we forget it all the time. And we start using it to assert ourselves when we talk to someone, and we shake it too much or we push it in such a way that the another person is sort of dominated by it. Now there is another method of when you talk to me, like saying no mother, is very common. If I say anything, the first reaction of people could be no mother. After all, you see, there is a force going on. Even when I am speaking, it is a mantra. When I am not speaking, it is a mantra flowing. And suddenly you come out with your no mother, so you create a ripple back in the whole thing. Now, at that time, if you just listen to me, what I am saying, The saying itself will work it out. You don't have to do anything. Now, the another way of is the style in which you talk to me. Also, I can see the right Vishuddhi acting. It is when we talk normally to each other, we'll say, if you have to say yes, you say like that. It's very common here. It's a style, they say. And then on top of that to say is, if you see it clearly, it is you are not receiving anything in it, but you are trying to sort of put equal pressure on the flow. The humility is the best way of conquering this ego of Vishuddhi. When talking to others, try to develop sweet methods, sweet ways, unhurting other people. And you will be surprised that Vishuddhi will immediately start behaving in such a sweet manner, because the Bhuts don't like sweetness. They are quarrelsome, they are harsh, they are always trying to say something curt. So this Vishuddhi on the right hand side is to be controlled by surrendering, as it is said. Actually, you surrender your ego to begin with. And this ego, when you surrender, it has to be done from your heart. It should not be a lip service. From your heart, I don't want this ego anymore. I want reality. Let the reality be seen by me, felt by me, enjoyed by me. And once you start doing it from your heart, you'll be amazed that your voice will become sweet. Apart from that, it will have the divine power flowing through it. That is what we say, that you have now got Vak Shakti, means the power of speech. So, when you surrender ego, what do? Actually is to say that I am not doing anything, it is you who do everything. So that a little drop has now become an ocean. And so your sound has got the power of the ocean. Now the second thing you have to surrender is the pride or vanity. Thank you. Now the vanity can be of many types, which are artificial things, absolutely. Before God, what is your property? What is your money? What is your position? What is your family? What is your education? You see, everything has no value in the presence of God. The possessions that we value so much have no value. So, one has to realize that if we are the possessions of God, we should be proud on one thing only, that His vibrations flow through us. That is, He is proud of us. Like supposing you give me a fruit or say a Ganesh or anything, it gets very much valued because I have touched it and the vibrations are there. Like this Ganesh, now for example, if you see the value of this is zero as far as the metal is concerned, but when made into art, it has some much more value. In this world, the value increases with art. But in the realm of God or in the spiritual world or divine world, the value of a Ganesha, the same Ganesha, could be 1,000 times more than what it is now. as just an art piece. So that is what is now given to you, a very high value. So the pride and the vanity of artificiality, artificial things, is all man-made, mythical, and should be surrendered because it's a myth. Then human mind has another capacity to be jealous of others. This also comes from unwise understanding. If you surrender your jealousies at the lotus feet of God, you are giving all rubbish to God actually.
Rubbish.
The stupid jealousies that you have are, as you know, of no value, neither in this world nor in that world. The most surprising thing is that the Sahaja Yogis feel jealous of each other, and I still can't understand how can it be. If you are standing in the sunshine, that you all are jealous of your shadows. Somebody's shadows are big, somebody's shadows are small, so you are jealous of each other. Sometimes I give a present to one person, can't give to others, then they get jealous. If I give more time to somebody, then others are jealous. I only give more time sometimes to people who really are getting lost. So one has to understand that all our ideas about jealousies are stupid. And I can't understand those who are not realized that they are jealous of Sahaja Yogis. And they try to make them fall. Instead of being jealous, you should become like Sahaja Yogis. In Sahaja Yoga also I have seen some very funny things happening. Like a person came to me and was very angry that, "Mother, see, you spend so much time with a particular person and I'm very jealous. And you said that I have to be like the people about whom I am jealous. So I would like to know how to be like the person who was with you for such a time." So I said, that fellow is really a lunatic. You want to become a lunatic? Have you no discretion? Sahaja Yogi must have discretion if his Vishuddhi is alright, to understand that what I am saying has to be used discreetly, not blindly. So you can understand without discretion, whatever I say, how funnily you can use it. So detrimental to your growth. So another offshoot of ego is called as hot temper. Of course, it is there to be used against people who try to insult your mother. You have to do that. That must be used for people who go against the Holy Ghost, as Christ has said. In the same way, you should not tolerate any nonsense against me from anyone whatsoever, not even this much. But you can tolerate other Sahaja Yogis in other matters. Another enemy we have is the greed. Material greed and also human greed, like possessing your wife, possessing your children, possessing this, possessing Mataji also. This also must be surrendered. And this could be very dangerous, that this is my child, this is my son, I must possess it. It can be very dangerous in surgery also. This is my carpet, this is my camera, this is my tape recorder. Once you start understanding that what is mine is not the truth. Nothing is mine. That's the truth. Also, some people like, I know of, they say that my job or my business or my enterprise. We had the other day one gentleman in Geneva who was very troublesome because he's so conscious of all these things. So the greed also the lust of other women and indulging into lust too much. And giving too much importance to the agencies of lust. That creates great problems for not only Sahaja Yogis, but on the whole for Sahaja Yoga also. It is expressed in both types of people, those who are living in a very free world as well as people who are over-suppressed. I know of people, those who are supposed to be brought up in very religious so-called atmosphere, when exposed to women, suddenly get too much attracted towards them. So is that maturity of your innocence must be developed, that keeps you a very religious person, dharmic person, and the innocence to know how far to go with men and women. That's the wisdom of innocence. Children, if you see, they know exactly if there's a lady, if there's a man, how to behave. So the innocence is not stupidity, it's a complete wisdom, and when it matures in its full form, it just knows how to be with people without indulging into any one of these enemies. Each enemy is sufficient to finish not only one person but billions and billions. So best way to develop that absolute nature of your Vishuddhi Chakra is to witness the whole thing with a detached mind, and to develop love for your mother in your heart, so that she cleanses all these enemies in such a way that when you are faced with them, you are a powerful person. Mentally, I think most of the Sahaja Yogis understand that obedience to divinity is the only way, mentally, rationally. Now, even if you understand something mentally, it's not your innate nature. So what I told you yesterday is, when you accept something mentally and you cannot do it, you feel guilty about it. Then you become your own guru and punish yourself and try to make it this as your innate nature. It's a state, it clicks. Once it clicks, you can see immediately, I know who is surrendered. So, Shri Krishna has said that Sarva Dharmanam Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. He has said, give up all your dharmas and surrender them to me. Surrender to my dharma only. So the dharmas we have in our country, as we say, is a Pitru Dharma, what you owe to your father. Matru Dharma, what you owe to your mother. Then your Desha Dharma, what you owe to your country. Then Vishwa Dharma, what you owe to the whole universe. Pati Dharma, what you owe to your husband. Patni Dharma, what you owe to your Patni. Like all that, you see the relationship in which you owe to them, what you have to do. But when he says, surrender all these dharmas, he is meaning to say, you should only know what you owe to me, meaning the divinity. So now Shri Krishna is not there, it's me who is Shri Krishna, so you must know what you owe to me. I have only changed my language. He used to take out his finger and say that give up everything and surrender everything to me. I don't do that way. I give a big lecture and bring you to a point. So, that should not divert your attention from the right goal that you have to achieve by surrendering. And it is going to work out very well with you people here, I'm sure. And one day I'll find the whole Germans surrender at the lotus feet of the divine.